3 wide, 4 wide, here we go. It's Jim Morlock, the 97. The blue oval Ford out in front. Jim Morlock out of Pettibone, North Dakota. Scott Bintz downstairs on the inside. They're 3 wide there for a minute. Preston Carr in second. Scott Bintz in third. With Rusty Coleman in fourth to 2. Back up front, it's Jim Morlock, the 97. Scott Bintz in second, the 1 machine. With Preston Carr, the 5 machine in third. Rusty Coleman in fourth, and Eric Edwards in fifth. With Greg Freestead, the 12 machine in sixth. Jim Morlock, your leader, number 97. Scott Bintz going to the inside. On the inside is Scott Bintz taking over the top spot. Jim Morlock the second. Preston Carr in third, the 5. With Rusty Coleman in fourth. Greg Freestead in fifth. Followed by Eric Edwards in sixth. Jason Lamb in seventh with Ryan Lair and Brennan Waite. Your top 8. With 15 to go, your leader, Scott Bintz in the 1. Jim Morlock, the 97. Preston Carr in third. With Rusty Coleman in fourth. All right, here we go, green flag. The red-headed rebel, Scott Bintz out in front. Preston Carr in second, and the caution is out once again. Green flag, here we go. Preston Carr going downstairs on the inside of Scott Bintz. Whoa, Jason Lamb getting turned around down the back chute, and that'll bring out the caution once again. This double file restart can go away at any time at the flagman's discretion. Preston Carr going to the inside as they come out of turn 2. It's Scott Bintz, your leader, with Preston Carr in second. Jim Morlock in third. Morlock in third with Greg Freestead in fourth, followed by Rusty Coleman in fifth with 14 left. Oh, Preston Carr just about lost it and saves it, stays in second with Jim Morlock in third. Greg Freestead riding the rim on the high side, trying to take away that 4th spot from Rusty Coleman. Super Dave brings it back on the track. No harm, no foul. Preston Carr, Jim Morlock, your top 3. Scott Bintz, Jim Morlock in second now with Preston Carr to third. Rusty Coleman in fourth. Coleman on the high side. Your leader still the 1 of Scott Bintz. Jim Morlock in second with Rusty Coleman third. Preston Carr in fourth. Greg Freestead in fifth with Jason Lamb in sixth. Eric Edwards in seventh, followed by Brandon Gushis in eighth. Brennan Waite in ninth. With 12 laps to go, your leader still Scott Bintz in the 1. The battle for second between Jim Morlock, the 97, and Rusty Coleman, the 2. Now Coleman goes up high, trying to take away second spot away from Jim Morlock, the 97 machine. And Super Dave Peterson getting turned around. Rusty Coleman, Jim Morlock on the back bumper. Scott Bintz, your leader, number 1, with Rusty Coleman in the 2. Preston Carr in the 5 machine up to third, with Jim Morlock, the blue oval Ford, in fourth. Scott Bintz still your leader with 11 to go. Rusty Coleman on the high side. Can he do it? Can he catch him down the back chute? Preston Carr to third with Jim Morlock in fourth, the 97. But here comes Freestead on the high side in the 12 to take over that 4th spot. Steve Oates off the top of turn 4 brings it back on. 9 to go. Your leader still Scott Bintz in the 1. Rusty Coleman in the 2. Coleman by 12 thousandths of a second behind. Scott Bintz in the 1. Now it's a drag race. Down the back chute they go. Side by each. Bintz down low in the 1. Rusty Coleman in the 2 up high. At the stripe with 8 laps to go. It's still Scott Bintz by 132 thousandths of a second. And the caution comes out as Troy Nelson. Scott Bintz, your leader, number 1, with Rusty Coleman, number 2 in second. Preston Carr in third, the 5 machine, with Greg Freestead in fourth. Jim Morlock, the 97, in fifth. With Lucas Rodine in sixth. And Rodine started tail end Charlie with 8 laps to go. Coming up on 7 to go this time by. Scott Bintz, your leader. Rusty Coleman in second. Preston Carr in third. Scott Bintz with 6 to go, your leader. Rusty Coleman in second. Preston Carr in third. Followed by Greg Freestead in fourth. Jim Morlock in fifth. And Lucas Rodine in sixth. Scott Bintz still your leader, number 1. Rusty Coleman in second, number 2. Preston Carr in third, number 5, with Greg Freestead and Jim Morlock battling out for that 4th and 5th spot. Side by each going into turn number 3. Freestead up high, Jim Morlock down low as they come out of turn 4. It's, whoa, Jason Lamb getting turned around in turn number 4. Scott Bintz, your leader. Battle for second between Preston Carr, the 5, and Rusty Coleman in the 2. Bintz with 4 to go. Battle for second. Carr, 7 thousandths of a second behind Rusty Coleman. Now Carr takes over second. Rusty Coleman to third. With Greg Freestead in fourth. Jim Morlock in fifth. And Lucas Rodine in sixth. Preston Carr takes over second at the stripe. Your leader, Scott Bintz in the 1 with 3 to go. Preston Carr in second. Rusty Coleman third. Greg Freestead in fourth. Freestead trying on the inside of Coleman as they come on a turn number 2. It's Preston Carr, Rusty Coleman, and Greg Freestead. White flag, this time by 3 wide for second place. Greg Freestead takes over third as Rusty Coleman slides back to fourth. Lucas Rodine to fifth. At the Hanson Tire finish line, it'll be the 1 machine. Scott Bintz taking the win. Preston Carr takes home second. Greg Freestead third, followed by Rusty Coleman taking home fourth. Lucas Rodine. Put your hands together for the red-headed rebel, Scott Bintz.